Hello and welcome. Very excited to be here. We've got our Getting Competition Ready event. Now, I'm Danielle. I'm the Alumni Officer here at Young Enterprise, and we have three amazing alumni to talk to you today.
First of all, I wanted to let you know a little bit more about the YEA, the Young Enterprise Alumni Network. So your Young Enterprise experience doesn't end when company programme finishes. Once you finish the programme, you become a graduate, you become an alumni of the programme, and we invite you into our network. And here you've got the opportunity to build on the skills that you learn through Young Enterprise and develop more. We've got some fantastic leadership opportunities, some volunteering opportunities to help you bolster your CV or personal statement, a variety of events, resources and advice, as well as opportunities on a local, national and global scale. So Young Enterprise doesn't just operate in the UK, it's a big worldwide programme, although in other countries it tends to be called JA, Junior Achievement. And through that working together, we've got these awesome international opportunities. For example, last year, JA put on a job shadowing day at Twitter, and they've got a range of work experiences, internships, jobs, and things like that. So we're really looking forward to continuing to work with you and continuing to support you on your career journey.
But for now, we are hosting an event with three fantastic speakers. We've got Ahmed Raza, we've got Jennifer Turner and Quinn Porter, who are going to be talking to you about all things presentation, reports, and what comes next. So I will hand you over to Ahmed.
So I hope everyone's doing well. So my name's Ahmed Raza and I'm based in Greater Manchester, and I completed this company program back in last year in the academic year of 2019 to 2020, where I was the managing director of an eco-friendly company called Earth Enterprise UK. So this slide contains the general rules and information you must know for the company program finals. So as you can see on the left-hand side is a pie chart containing all the sections you'll be assessed on. So this includes presentation, which will account for 30% of the overall weighting, company report, which is 40% of the overall weighting, and of course interview, which is about 30% of all overall weightings. And in the next slides, I'll talk about all the tips and rules on the presentation part. So before we get on to the tips of the presentation part, it's important that everyone knows the rules as stated on the right hand side. So the rules are that you'll be required to complete a digital presentation, of course, due to the unforeseen circumstances. You can only do a maximum of 4 minutes of footage, and make sure there's only up to 5 members of the team. And make sure not to infringe intellectual property or copyright. Only use music, images or videos that you have permission to use, otherwise this can cause problems further down the line. So in this slide, I'll talk about the ways I'm presenting and detail on PowerPoint. So there's various ways you can present, but some of the examples listed on the left-hand side include through the use of PowerPoint slides, video conferencing platforms such as Zoom, YouTube, music, video, and much more. You can use more than one of these, but make sure you do no more than 4 minutes of these footages. And make sure to make it as creative as possible, as the judges will be impressed by your creativity and the ability of the team to coordinate and create such things. Moving on to the PowerPoint section, I'll go into detail about the key principles of PowerPoint. So within PowerPoint, there's a few key principles you must do whilst creating or using PowerPoint slides. First of all, your font size must be the same for every title, the same for all subtitles, and the same for all descriptions, as this allows consistency. And over a few slides, you create a similar theme throughout your PowerPoint slides. Themes could include your logo on every slide and include a certain set of colors, such as on here, it's orange, white, and purple, purpley orange. So this makes sure the text is easier to read. And also it's important that you use PowerPoint as an additional support and not as a reliance, as judges will want to hear from you and not from the PowerPoint slides. So on this slide, I'll talk about the key principles of presenting. So the first point is be confident in what you are talking about, know your subject, and make sure you don't just rely on your notes, and make sure you know what you are saying. So therefore, don't read off your notes. Have keywords on your PowerPoint, as for the judges it's easier to read keywords and all the information in a short amount of time. Project your voice and use different tones to keep people engaged. So this can include using various members of the team to talk. Make eye contact with your audience. Obviously, in these circumstances, stare straight at the camera. Have strong body language. So don't stand with your arms crossed. Stand with feet a bit apart, back straight, and with the confidence, and talk with passion. No matter how boring a thing is, if you have passion and confidence in it, you can turn something boring into something fun. And make sure, as I said, make sure to keep your message short so your core message is sent across to the judges. And also make sure to read slowly and calmly. Yeah. So the judge, some stuff you may consider whilst creating your presentation is how your enterprise has been successful. Speak about what motivated your team to set up the enterprise and the highs and lows of your journey. Make sure to especially talk about the lows of your journey, as all businesses have problems, and if you can demonstrate how you overcome those problems, the judges will be impressed by those. And remember to practice before the interview, as if you practice and use teamwork, them two are key components of making a successful presentation. And obviously, I hope you can take a lot away from the event today, but if you may need further support and help, there's a few useful websites and resources I've jotted down onto the PowerPoint slide. This include Charisma Mate booklet, Steve Jobs presentations, Death by PowerPoint slide by SlideShare, and search for presentation advice on YouTube.
Cool, thank you very much, Ahmed. That was fantastic. I was wondering whether you'd be able to share what your product was when you did your Young Enterprise program.
Yeah, so our company was an eco-friendly product. We sold eco-friendly alternatives to essential kits in bathrooms. So this included your shampoo, your soap, and your toothbrush, but in eco-friendly resources. So at the end of the year, obviously, as Corona came, we couldn't present in person, so we used Zoom online.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. Next up, we have Jennifer, who's going to be sharing all about the company report. Let's hear from Jennifer.
Hi everyone, so yeah, I'm Jennifer and I'll be sharing about the company report. But firstly, I'll just share a bit about my Young Enterprise experience. So I took part in 2019 as well when I was in year 12, and I was in a group of 6 people, and our company was called Teas and Coffee. So our products were t-shirts, which are made of 100% recycled material, which you can see on the slide, and also reusable coffee cups. My main role was company secretary, but because we had quite a small team, I also helped out with the marketing. And yeah, we came first place at local area and county finals. So you can, on the photo on the slide is us at local area finals, and we won best customer service at local area finals as well. So that's what my experience. Yeah, so for the company report, I'll just first go over some of the important information that you should know. So it's 40% of the overall mark, so it's the highest weighted for the competition, and you can access it online through Young Enterprise online and use the format given. So don't create your own because it won't be accepted, and submit the report by the deadline. And I believe that the deadline you'll all be given it, because I think it depends on where you are in the country and when your competition is. So for the do's and the don'ts of writing the report, first of all, brainstorm as a group. So look at all the, I think it's the 4 key elements of success, which are the 4 sections which you'll be writing about in your report. So brainstorm and bullet point the evidence you're going to include for each section. and then decide who in your team is best to write up each section. So what we did is we split it up depending on our roles. So the finance director wrote about the financial section, and then there was also a section about like social media, so that's the marketing director. So just split it up depending on who you feel is best to write it up. And then thirdly, I've put be organised. So this is something we didn't do, but I think this is really helpful, is to have all of your facts and your financial information in a document, which everyone in the team can access. So maybe have it on a Google Drive or email it to everyone, because then when you're writing the report in each section, you all have like the same facts and everything, so you're not gonna get it wrong. Because in our report, someone wrote the lead time was 1 to 2 weeks and someone else wrote it was 2 to 3 weeks. So just don't have any of that as well. Also, don't leave writing it till the last minute. So I'd recommend doing the group brainstorm really early on so that you'll have it really planned, so you can just write it as you go. And then also don't have a lot of blank space. So this is like a really balance really, because you don't want to have it too busy so it's too much for the reader, but you also don't want to waste space where you could pop in a photograph or something to really showcase your company. So yeah, just try and have a good balance between white space and all your content that's in your report. Okay, so for the evidence for you to include in your report, put in your logo and photos. I think it's nice to have a photo of the team. And obviously with COVID, it's probably harder to get together. But what I was thinking, you could maybe, if you have a Zoom meeting as a team, you could like screenshot the photo of you all smiling and waving and pop that in. I think that'd be really nice. Include other images and graphs. Graphs are really good, particularly for showing like your financial success. So if you have your revenue and you can see it's increasing, that looks good. Or you could use a graph like a pie chart maybe for showing your target audience, just to pop all these like visual things in that will make your report more interesting and easy to read. Also include links to websites. So this could be or the website which you sell on, I can't remember what it's called, but the Young Enterprise one. Also link to your social media account so that the judges can go and have a look on there. And also this is, not everyone will have this, but link to any articles or blog posts that you may have written about your company. So if a newspaper may have written something about it, pop that in as well. Just a link to that. Also include reviews and feedback from customers. That's really good. Like, it just backs up what you're saying and adds some sort of credibility. That's really good to include. And also, this isn't really evidence, but try and include business terminology and language as well where you can. But I would say don't use it just for the sake of it. Just try and use it. So for example, rather than saying we made money, just say, oh, we generated revenue. Just try and use that business language, just sound professional, will go really well with your report. And also, because of COVID, you may not have that much evidence to use because it's made it so much harder for the company programme this year. So if you're unable to provide some evidence, you can explain like how you may have done something. So if you haven't been able to go out and sell at trade fairs, you could say, oh, had we have been able to, this is what we would have done, and that's acceptable for this year, they've said. So lastly, just a few key things to remember. Definitely proofread the whole report. I'd say at least twice, particularly because you might have different people writing each section. You want to make sure it's really cohesive and there's no like repetition, not too much repetition, no contradiction or anything like that. And also update and improve your report as you progress through the competition. So I'm pretty sure this is what you can do because we submitted a new report at each round. So definitely update all your financial information because that may have changed by the time the next competition comes. Also, one thing I would say is really pay attention to what the judges say about your company at the first competition, because like say if there's something that they're not too clear about, which you haven't made 100% clear in your report the first time round, when you come to amending it, make sure that's a lot clearer as well. So just something to think about. And lastly, just make sure you really enjoy writing it and that you like really try hard to do it, because it's something that you can always look back on. Yeah, it's really just worth spending time writing it, because I found my report, when I came even to writing my like university personal statement, it's just a really, really helpful, good piece of writing to have just in your future. So yeah, that's it. I hope that was helpful.
Oh, it was super. Thank you, Jennifer. Now we will go over to our final speaker, Quinn.
Hello, so my name is Quinn and I'm in year 12 and I'm based in the West Midlands. And I did my young enterprise company when I was in year 10, so we were a little bit younger. So yeah, my young enterprise experience was a little interesting. So I was the head of marketing at our company called TOA, and I couldn't tell you why we chose the name TOA, but we did. And our product was artisan wooden goods, which in reality is just some wooden coasters that we decided to make. For no reason. And I mean, somehow we did okay. We came top 10 in the online young enterprise sales, and we came first in our county overall, and obviously advanced to the next regional round. And the thing is, our product sucked. So no one really wanted to buy coasters, but it instilled in me a drive and a lot of learning. And now I'm out there trying to think of things that people actually want, and trying to kind of change my life after that learning experience, because from initially starting with coasters, I'm now trying to build on that as a start. So the first thing I want to say is just IT is amazing, not just for young enterprise, but even afterwards in the world of work. And I can't stress enough the necessity to use it. I mean, especially during the pandemic, we've seen that technology is the future. We get told it all the time, but it's true. I mean, kids like me spend our whole lives on TikTok. Everyone's grown accustomed to video chat conferences like this one. And I mean, learning how to use technology could really be the key to your success after young enterprise. And so simple skills like coding or digital marketing can make all the difference. And on the young enterprise front, as was said, be sure to include IT in your presentations and your reports, because the judges absolutely love it. So basically, after my young enterprise journey, I joined the YEA, the Alumni Network, because I thought, this was really fun and I want to stay involved. And so after I joined it, it's really useful. It's a web of people trying to help you. And so it's all other people like me and everyone here who's done young enterprise. And we're all trying to help each other continue our journeys. And so it's basically other graduates of young enterprise. And so I used my contacts from the Alumni Network and this kind of newfound passion I've had for business to kind of push forward. And I've since published some articles in national business magazines, and founded a couple companies with my friends, including a clothing brand called Nova, which was it was really fun. It was just kind of a laugh. And I also, thanks to the Young Enterprise Alumni Network, I was connected to an event with members of the government about how to revitalize the economy for young people after COVID. And so basically, I love what I'm doing, and a lot of it's down to the Young Enterprise Network. And it's great because it gives me experience and a little bit of money with my business stuff whilst I'm doing my A-levels. And so these are things I love, and my work is my play, and I'm getting a head start thanks to Young Enterprise. And so instead of playing video games all day, which I kind of do too, or scrolling through TikTok for hours, I'd say you should put your time and energy into some new adventure. So after Young Enterprise, when your company shuts down and that's all done, don't let that be the end of it. Don't let that be one fun memory. Just keep pushing on. And so, yeah, I've been able to donate money towards the ocean cleanup to help stop climate change, as well as pledge a month's worth of profit towards Marcus Rashford's program. And that just makes me happy about myself, because I was managed to do something from my initial Young Enterprise journey. And so I recommend joining the Alumni Network, because it gives you as many contacts as possible. And if you can develop the skills even more that you got in Young Enterprise, and contacts too, then it'll be easy, because after university or after secondary school, you'll have a whole web of people to rely on to get jobs or start companies. And for me, Young Enterprise lit the fuse to my passion. And for you guys, whatever your dreams are, be it in business or in something completely different, you can learn vital skills and get these lifelong contacts from the program. And so these years of our lives are really important, and they're supposed to be fun. So if Young Enterprise is your thing and you're super passionate about it, and you found something you really enjoy, I'd say you should definitely make the most of it. I mean, get those contacts, expand your network, and have some fun. I mean, after my friends and I started our clothing brand, we had a ton of fun making designs and trying to figure out how we were supposed to make something like a hoodie. It's better than a coaster, but it's hardly fully there. But it's an amazing journey, and it's worth every minute. I'd also say a mentor is also really helpful. Like if you meet someone through Young Enterprise that you feel could help you, get in touch. I mean, I did that, and I've now found like lifelong mentors, and I'm super excited about it. So yeah, I just say get in touch. I've learned that just getting in contact and sending emails to as many people as you can is so important, and it can open up whole new opportunities, like for me with the Young Enterprise Alumni Network. So some of the people helping our company have given me great advice after I got in touch. And so essentially, whether or not your company report sucks, like mine did, and whether or not your presentation sort of fails, you have this web of people trying to help you do whatever you want to do. And so I'd say use it and make some money, make some friends, make some memories, and do whatever you want with it, but the option's here. So whilst you're focusing on your Young Enterprise journey and how to perfect your presentation, I'd also just say, think about the future, and the Alumni Network's here for you guys. That's all for me. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Quinn. That was a really, really awesome presentation, all of you. Really enjoyed that, and I hope people found it useful too. If you have any questions about the presentation, the report, or what comes next, please ask them. We have had some questions submitted beforehand. So first up, I'm going to call Ahmed forward. We've got a question for you saying, what kind of things can teams do to stand out in front of the judges?
So as I've said before, the judges are looking about how you can demonstrate how your enterprise has been successful, speak about what motivated your team to set up the enterprise, talk about the highs and lows, and talk about how you overcome those problems like any other business will have, and reflect on what you learned. And also, whilst you're presenting, show may across that confidence to the judges.
Super. Yeah, and I think as well, it's really important to reflect on the fact that even though you might practice, it might not be perfect. And today, when we've prepared for this, we've done a test run before. We had a complete nightmare with technology before we were about to go live. So I would say that it's just a case of learning to roll with that as well. And what would you do, Ahmed, if things like technology, because you did your presentation online, if things don't go to plan, how would you react and respond to that in that situation?
Yeah, so with last year, we did pre-recorded presentations, and we came across a few problems. Like today, some people couldn't sign in. So for that reason, we allocated a whole hour for the presentation, and just in case someone couldn't sign in or someone couldn't join the thing. So in that first 10 minutes, we allowed people to enter, and we had 3 takes. So if the first one was a fail, we could improve on that first one, reflect back on it, and then do the second one. And then on the third one, we submitted that.
So we've got another question saying, is this available to watch back fully later? I've just got back home. Of course, yes, we are recording, and we will send it round, including the slides as well, because I know Ahmed, Quinn and Jennifer put together some really fantastic information about this. So we'll make sure that's available to you all. Right, I tell you what, we'll move on to Jennifer and ask the question, how did your team utilise the YE trading station? What pushed the most sales?
I think it was just our social media, raising awareness of that platform through social media. I think we got most sales just from advertising our products on Instagram and Twitter, and then we had like the link to our Young Enterprise platform. So it was definitely focusing on the social media that helped push the most sales for us. And yeah, just spreading the link around, just telling people that's where you can buy our products as well.
Fantastic. And I don't know, Quinn, do you have anything to add onto that?
Not really. Just kind of get the word out there as much as you can. I mean, I'd say play to your strengths. I mean, for us, no one wanted to buy anything from us because we were a little company selling toasters, but we played on the fact that we were young kids in business, and that helped us. So yeah, I'd just say play to your strengths.
Super, super. And this kind of ties into a brilliant question from New Normal UK, which is what would you do if the selling rate starts slowing down? Like, how would you try and sell the most units possible?
It's difficult when that happens, and it can also get a little disheartening. But I'd say just kind of keep doing what you're doing more ferociously. Like for us, getting things out in as many social medias as possible helped, obviously. And I mean, one viral TikTok can make all the difference. If you're a bunch of kids trying to build a business on TikTok, some people might want to support you. But I'd say when sales dry up and numbers start to go down, you just got to kind of keep the faith and maybe invent. I mean, like any new stuff you can add or any kind of ways you can change your idea to make it more appealing to the public is super useful.
We've got a question for Ahmed now, which is from Nahid. Has the company program helped build your confidence?
Yeah, so it's more certainly helped. So this company program is in place to develop your skills, such as selling skills, confidence skills, and presenting skills. And the most important skill it has provided me is confidence. So such as me speaking now in this event is as a result of the company program.
Fantastic. And do you think, I mean, how important do you think that confidence is as a skill? Now you've finished the program and you're tackling new challenges. How important has that confidence been for you?
Yeah, so I think confidence is one of the main skills everyone should have. So if you go into the world of workplace, you should have confidence to speak in front of your employees, your local club, whether you attend an event. You must have confidence to speak into hundreds, thousands, or hundreds of thousands of people. And so when you transition from education to workplace, it's vital that you are adapted to confidence before you enter the workplace.
Right, so a question for Quinn. This is from the advisor to Tudor Hall School. They would like to know whether you were able to sell your product directly from Trading Station.
Yeah, no, so we were really lucky. We were before COVID, so we could sell in person directly from the My Student company, as well as online through our own site. So yeah, we had a lot of ways to sell, which was really useful for us.
We'll go to Jennifer to start with. How did you ship your products, and do you think it's profitable or worth it?
Because most of our customers were people we knew, like our friends or people local. So we sold mostly at trade fair. So we didn't really need to do that because we could just give it to them or we hand delivered them. But if we were posting them, we just used like packaging. And because our company had quite like a sustainable focus, we used biodegradable packaging to send it to them. But we only did that a few times. It mostly was in-person sales for us. But obviously that was pre-COVID as well. So.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And I suppose you could always put the price of postage into the cost, can't you, as well?
Yeah, definitely. Factor that in.
Super. Ahmed, did you post any of your products out?
Yes. So obviously last year we had a few trade events. So obviously this year the company programs have been disadvantaged by the COVID-19 and all this virtual world. But last year we had a few trade events around our local area and our region, and we sold all our products there. So we didn't ship any products. We either sold them to our friends, family, or teachers, or members of the public that went past the trade events.
Oh, if anybody else does have any more questions, remember this is your event. This is your opportunity to find out from people who have done the program before and learn everything you guys need to learn about the report, the presentation. I would be really keen now hearing from Jennifer. This is one of the questions that got sent in beforehand, which was, when you wrote your report, did you notice areas in the business that you could have improved at an earlier date?
So for this, there were definitely areas that we could have improved, but it wasn't when we were writing the report that we realised it. It was more a bit before where we realised, and it was our packaging for our coffee cups. We just thought we could improve and add a bit more personalisation to it. So what we did was, in our report and in our presentation, we were just explaining that, saying that this is our current packaging, but we're looking at improving it. We even like showed our prototype in the presentation and things like that. So, and I think if there is something that you want to improve, like, mention it definitely, because I think it sounds really good that you're always looking to improve your business. So yeah, it wasn't really something we noticed whilst I was writing it, but there were definitely areas for us to improve. Yeah.
We'll go over to Quinn for this one. What would happen if we didn't manage to sell all of the products before the deadline?
So it's really up to you. What we did is we obviously tried to hustle and sell as many as you can. And I'm not 100% sure what happens technically doing enterprise, but what we did was we kind of just dished them out among ourselves and used them. We didn't have that many left. We had a couple, and we kind of used them ourselves. But I'm not sure if that's what you're supposed to do or not. So maybe Danielle, you can clarify that. But that's what we did. It was kind of all fine.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, that asking your business advisor those kind of questions would be best. You know, remember that you do have that that resource there, that support there. Ahmed, I think this question's perfect for you because you experienced the program in the middle of COVID. So do you think it's been more of an opportunity or a hindrance to companies participating this year?
Obviously, unfortunately, due to COVID-19, most of these teams in the company program haven't been able to experience physical trading. But as you may know in the news, the trade streets are declining and online markets are increasing. So by the time in 20, 30 years, most of business trading will be done online. So it's important that you learn online trading.
Yeah, no, that's a really great point, isn't it? That it obviously has come with so many challenges, but within that you can find the opportunity, and it's certainly been amazing to see those opportunities come through. And we've certainly noticed that all these different companies that have sprung up that tackle those issues as well. So I think, Quinn, you mentioned that in your presentation about adapting the product so that it was relevant to the current climate.
Yeah, no, just adapting. Obviously, with online, with the kind of domination of the internet at the moment, it's super important. I mean, examples, you have to look as far as Amazon and Netflix to see things that are just completely dominated in industry. So I think any way you can think to develop your idea, and also any way you can, any skills you can learn that involve the internet is super important at this point. Yeah.
We've got a direct question for Jennifer, which is again about the shipping, which I think somebody really picked up on the eco-friendly packaging and materials that you used, and they want to talk about what does that look like versus the higher price. So how did you manage to stick within your budget whilst using those eco-friendly materials?
Oh yeah, well, because it had our whole company had quite an eco-friendly focus. With that, our products were at a higher price. Like our coffee cups, you could definitely have got them cheaper elsewhere, but we just sort of sold that with it. So, and it was just something like the audience we were targeting, they were people that wanted to like be eco-friendly and things like that. So they didn't mind paying more for the like eco-friendly packaging. I think this is all about knowing your audience and what they're willing to pay for, like what their interests are and what their passions are. And if they're interested in eco-friendly stuff, they will be willing to pay a higher price. And we just made sure that was in our costing. So we just knew, made sure we were still making a profit and things like that.
That's a really, really great advice. Now I'm going to ask this question to everybody. I think we'll start with Quinn. Would you say that Young Enterprises helped you with other skills outside of business and the scheme too? So if so, what are those skills?
No, of course. It's such a great program for me. I mean, a lot of my skills I developed were in like media and management, but also a lot about teamwork and just kind of how to do something. And it was kind of the drive that it gave me. And so now outside of business, I'm doing some stuff in politics and also stuff in school. And when you're doing university applications, all of the skills you learn help. So your report, your company report, in a way will help you with university applications because you kind of learn how to format things. And your media things can help you in the world of business and in any career you choose, etc. And so for me, the kind of communication side of it has helped also on a personal level. but the main thing is helping me with like political action now. It's like super fun, and it's my young enterprise skills have helped me a lot with that.
Oh, fantastic. Let's go over to Arma with the same question. Which other skills outside of business and the scheme did the program help you with?
So the main skill outside of business I can think of is communication. So young enterprises allowed me to seek support more commonly in school, whereas before I was more reluctant. And of course, this will definitely help you in the employment sector.
Fantastic. And we'll go lastly over to Jennifer with this one.
Definitely, let me think, teamwork was a big one for us, because we didn't really know any of our team before, because we'd started a new college and then we did the program. So teamwork, and also public speaking and confidence. Like even this now, I get a bit nervous doing it, but it definitely has helped. Like had I have not done Young Enterprise, I don't think I'd be doing it. So yeah, just definitely that, and just the business skills as well that you learn. I think it's so great to learn that from a younger age as well, because you can just take that with you in your life, and you just know how to set up a business, which is really helpful. So yeah.
I will check again whether there are any more questions, but I just wanted to share this last slide with you, because we are really keen for anybody who's interested. Once they finish the program, we're really keen for you guys to join us in the YEA, in the Alumni Network. And we've got a range of opportunities, as we mentioned, both locally, nationally and globally. And it's not just, talking about those skills that Jennifer, Quinn and Arma were explaining. The program with the alumni isn't just about business. It's not just about entrepreneurship, although we do focus on that a little bit. That enterprising mindset, those skills that you learn through the program, we want to continue supporting you to develop those and applying them to whatever that career pathway might look like. If you would like to join the Alumni Network, just sort of pointing you in the direction of our website when you finish the program. But if you are keen, I have popped the link into the Q&A if you want to register your interest, so that when you do finish the program, if you're happy for us to pop a little email round to give you this link so that you can sign up, please register your interest if you are interested, and we will be in touch to let you know about the program when we're ready. Quinn, Jennifer, Arma, do you have anything else to say? Any final last top tips before we wrap up?
Just good luck, really. Good luck with the competition, and I think just remember to be yourselves and really demonstrate your story and your company, tell your company story, really. Be authentic.
Super, I like that. Tell your story. What about you, Ahmed?
Yeah, so I'll just add that good luck to all the companies that in the finals, and even if you don't win, don't be disheartened. Remember that you obtained all these skills from Young Enterprise that will definitely help you in the future.
Fantastic. And Quinn, your top tip?
I just say good luck with Young Enterprise, and remember that the journey doesn't end there. I mean, just keep going and have some fun.